I took my Surly out for a ride, the cross check. I do have some low rise flat bar on him, so I wanted to definitely mimic like a hardtail being out here. No suspension on this guy. Idaho and Calero, pretty flat, pretty mellow roads. Hardtails is definitely a good. This is a rigid. You could live out here with it, but you're going to be going a little bit slower. But just wanted to show you, just trying out these parts here. I wanted to gear it so I can do stuff like this. You know, basically just changing the bar here, going to a slight uprise. I do have this funky long steer tube going on. Definitely don't recommend it. It's just I'm playing with height, and it is steel, so it is strong enough and stable. I'm just not like I'm putting myself in danger and something's going to snap off. But right now I do have the saddle is just higher than the bars, so this is going to be your a little more aggressive off-roading. So you're going to have more support, or what is it? You're going to have more power, better leverage to put some power down to these pedals, and the geometry on this is very forgiving. So I almost feel like I'm on a nice race hardtail cross country bike. But anyways, I digress. We do have an 11-speed cassette here. You can see the big jump. The biggest tooth is 46, so it's probably dropping down to maybe it's a 42. And it's just a regular Dior Shimano 11-speed derailleur. I mean, this looks like, you know, an XT or an XTR of yesteryear. I did match it up with a Shimano XT shifter over here, and I left a little window on here. I had the option to take the window off, but you know, I'm going kind of old school, kind of retro. Definitely loving this bell. Dude, this bell was like under 20 bucks. And this is way louder than my $50 one. Gotta love that. These brakes are doing really well. It's the Paul brakes with the side pull. I wanted to go with non-disc brakes, make it a little more funner and retro. It's got these real narrow pads on there, but just the mixture of this nice sidewall. These are 700C wheels. Brakes are awesome. Brake lever, this is the Paul's. I said it before, it's got seal cartridge ball bearings. At least it looks like it. And then we have polished barrel adjusters over here. I will bring these in a little bit because I got used to running with the first finger. I was running with the middle finger because that was my longest, and that was when I didn't know any better when I was riding back in the day. But I guess you're supposed to ride with index. That way you have more grip over here instead of running with your middle finger. I'm running a GRX. It's a 40 tooth. I've ran this combination before with 46 in the back and 40 in front on a gravel bike, and it served purposes of being on-road and off-road, and even some really steep climbs a little deeper into the ride. So you're definitely going to pay for it. Not having a 12th gear, not having a 50 or 52, not having a 36, 32, 30, 28, whatever we have now. You're definitely going to, if you're going to be doing a ton of steep hills, especially geared down, then I recommend going with a way smaller chainring, and then you know, jump into that 50 tooth, 51, 52. I do have this Surly rack on here. It's a 24-pack rack. I like it. No bungee cords on here. I took it off because it's a hideous orange color, but I will get another one. And it just leaves you right open for options. You know, I do want to be able to take this out and, you know, lock it up if I have to as well. Totally sketchy. I wouldn't recommend it on a bike like this. Somebody who knows bikes is gonna want this. But it's just a shame not to use this everywhere. You know, I got a Thompson stem that's been sitting in my bin for, gosh, over 10, 15, 20 years. This is the Paul stem here. I do have it reversed, so it's I think it's what is this? A 15 by 90, so it's a 90 mil in length, and then it's a 15 mil. You can have it drop, or you can flip it and have it raise up. So right now I did one of it on more of an aggressive, and this is a bridge Specialized that I stole off my e-bike, off my the Levo, because I was just hurting on that brand new Brooks. And then running the tires here. These are the Gravel Maxes, the Panaracer Gravel King SK. They doing really well out here. I definitely was playing with tire pressure. I probably started out with about 45 PSI. Maximum 60, doesn't tell you the minimum, but I aired down about two times, and finally found the sweet spot. When you're riding on the hard stuff here, your tires are your suspension, as well as your legs, your arms, your head, your neck, and all that stuff. But I bet you if I was to put I'll get home, I'll check the air pressure, and I bet you I'm running, I could be running definitely under 30 PSI. So you do have to be careful. You little too much air out, you will hit a big rock at speed, and you will puncture your tube. I am running tubes inside here because I just swapped over from my road tires, so I don't really care right now. What else do we have on here? I do have I think it's a Shimano chain. No, SRAM chain. Yeah, SRAM. Right now, they are interchangeable. It works. Am I going to get a little better performance with the Shimano? Maybe. Do I need to go to Shimano Dior or Shimano XTR? Is that going to make a difference as well? Sure. But right now it works, and can't complain right now. The steel is pretty awesome. Like they say, steel is real. It's real alive, is what I'm feeling. You know, it's a little bit forgiving, but it's also has a springy kickback to it, but nothing that's gonna be a surprise. It's more forgiving. Again, if you have way too much pressure and you're out here and real bumpy stuff, you will pay for it. But yeah, what else? Yeah, not running a front shifter, and I'll eventually. I do like running this high on top because I do like sitting up high with the bars that kind of come back a little bit. But other than that, that's a peak there. These are just Open Pro, or actually, they used to be called Open Pro. They're Mavic. They're Open Elite, and 32 spoke sidewall, machine sidewall, so it has a little texture to it, so it's going to help brake. It's got a wear indicator. This is a groove I can fit my nail in, so when you no longer see that groove and this becomes completely smooth, it's time to replace your rim. So yeah, that's just a wear and tear thing. Wear and tear, you're looking visually at your tires, wear and tear on your brake pads. Chain's much harder, cassette's much harder to get an eyeball on it. We're using a tool checker for the chain. These gears, you have to wait for something real crappy performance to really show its head, or you leave your chain on too long, you will blow your favorite gears, and then when you throw a new chain on, it will tell you immediately that it does not want to wear well with the old chain grooves in this, and the chain will just slip and jump teeth. This Dior does have a clutch. The clutch was on, so everything was working good. No chain slap right here. This is a chain stay, so I'm not getting any noise. Of course, I'm not going through really bumpy technical stuff, but still pretty smooth. I don't have any chip paint. We don't want any chip paint yet. It's too new of a bike. But yeah, that's that. We were supposed to ride the Las Gatas turkey ride over at Kennedy, but I went with two guys who had e-bikes, and right now e-bikes are not allowed. There's a sign there. The sheriff's or the parks department, they might have been both. They were cool. You could tell they really didn't want to give people bad news, but I understand. But I think it's a dumb law right now. I think it's a blanket law that got thrown out there just to, I don't know. These are pedal assist, 20 miles and under, I think is completely fine. Anything over that, if it's just a straight up e-bike with a crap load of power like a Tesla, and you're just hitting the lever and you're spinning tires all the time, then yeah, you're going to eat up the trail pretty quick. But I mean, not that much difference than I mean, a horse. They're a big heavy animal. They leave pretty big footprints. They're not kicking stuff up, and I don't mind a little horse poop. I think it smells great.